Derrick Broze of the Conscious Resistance Network. Today is Tuesday, July 14th, 2015, and I wanted to catch up with you for a moment to let you know that I will be headed to Bastrop, Texas tonight or early in the morning on Wednesday to report on the Jade Helm 15 military exercise for Mint Press News, mintpressnews.com. I live in Houston, and Bastrop is just outside of Austin, Texas, the capital of Texas, which is 2.5 hours away from here. So I'll be either catching a ride with a friend or taking the bus out there tonight, getting settled in at the Bastrop State Park, and then I'm going to meet up with some folks who are out in the Bastrop area, and we're going to do some interviews. I'm going to talk to locals. I'm going to go poke around and see what I can find out about this exercise. I actually wrote an article for Truth in Media last week showing that the United States government announced that there will be no press that will be allowed to embed with the military during this exercise. Now, in past military exercises, this has been allowed. There's been books and articles written about military exercises by people who were actually embedded with the military during these routine exercises. But for some reason, the Jade Helm military exercise, which has received a lot of press attention because of people's various conspiracies and fears about the government coming to install martial law or to erode freedoms, things like that, has actually led to quite a bit of paranoia. And in response to that, rather than trying to dispel those fears, the U.S. military is going to heighten them by saying that no media will be allowed. So how am I going to get in there? How am I going to try to film some of these exercises? By being an independent journalist that is not beholden to any corporation. I'm funded by myself, by Mint Press, and by you, awesome supporters. So that allows me the ability and the freedom to go do things that the corporate journalists will not do. So I will be asking questions. I'll be poking my head in places that maybe I shouldn't be. We're going to go to a couple of the military bases. We do have information that says the majority of the exercises in the Bastrop, Texas area will be taking place on some of the military bases in the area, but there should also be some other things going on. You know, what we do know about Jade Helm is that it's supposed to be covert urban warfare. So some of these military men and women are going to be blending in with the regular population. So it might be hard to find them or to see what is actually happening because they're trying to blend in with the local population. But I am going to be speaking with and looking for any other resources. So if you know something that I should know while I'm out there poking my head around, if you've got information, you've got military men and women who want to talk, you've got locals who have seen something, tell them to get in touch with me. You can reach me at dbroze, as in Derrick Broze, at thehoustonfreethinkers.com. You can also follow me at dbrozelivefree on Twitter for updates, and I'll be posting through the Conscious Resistance Network on Facebook as well. And one thing I do want to add to this is that I'm not going to report on Jade Helm because I believe it is some massive conspiracy to take over the United States in the coming months. The exercise is going to take place from July to September. It's a huge exercise. It's involving several different states, and some of these states were labeled hostile on a map that was leaked. But as I was discussing with some folks on Facebook yesterday, my analysis, because I've remained silent up until now about what I thought about this exercise, but based on my research and my analysis, this will not be a military takeover. But yes, it will contribute to the overall incrementalism that is taking place and the normalization of military tactics that we've saw after 9/11, we saw them after the Boston bombing, and we saw them in Ferguson, Missouri. This is something that is going to continue. They want to get the people of the United States to be normalized with seeing military men and women all over the place in violation of the Posse Comitatus Act, which is supposed to keep military from interfering with regular police activity and in local jurisdictions. That is pretty much all gone now. So that is one effort, one angle that they're playing here. But also I would say the fact that this map got leaked months ago, the fact that the media has been talking about this, all of this is a part of a psychological operation that is taking place to see how the people will respond to these things. How will the people respond to the idea that there could be a military takeover, or even just the idea that the military will be rampant and running around the nation? One of the reasons I chose to remain silent on this is because I saw everything being divided along the usual partisan lines, and that is the left was really smug and attacking and laughing at the right-wing conservatives and conspiracy theorists, and just laughing at this idea that the government would do anything oppressive to its own people. And the right, the conservatives, felt very smug in their assurance that this was somehow Obama's fault. And yes, there were conspiracy researchers out there who were trying to pin Jade Helm from everything from HARP to geoengineering to Chinese invasion, Russia, all kinds of things. I really didn't spend too much time going into those details because I can't get dragged down there. I know that conspiracies exist and I believe in these things, and I spend quite a bit of my time doing research on that. But when it comes to this exercise, I think what we have to look at is more that this is a psychological operation to see how the people will respond to it, and it's also a normalization of the increasing militarization and the increasing surveillance in police states. And to those out there who still doubt the idea that Jade Helm is worth my time or your time paying attention to, I ask you to stop, to take a few moments to either message me and we can have a conversation about this, or to begin your own research into looking to many declassified government programs and documents that show that they are facing their attention and their cameras, their surveillance state, their police state on the people. They're facing that against those who dare speak up against an increasingly totalitarian government. And this is not just happening in the United States. This is the nature of governments themselves. That's for a whole other conversation though, but I advise you to look into the nature of what government is itself, what the state is, and if it's ever going to be anything other than oppressive, because this is the direction that we're headed without a doubt. And that is why I have my eyes and ears on Jade Helm, because I want to be able to show people not only that, hey, this is what's really taking place. I don't trust the corporate media. I don't want somebody else to tell me what's going on. I want to go find out for myself. So I'll be out there all week filming interviews. I'll write a couple articles, and I'll share that with you. Thank you guys for checking this out. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe to us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, all that good stuff. Leave your comments below. I'll talk to you soon. If you can hear this, you are the resistance. Peace.